Hello, 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 everyone. How is everybody today? Wednesday. I do believe it's Wednesday. Is it Wednesday, y'all? Yep, it is Wednesday. It is hump day. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to another video. In case you are new to the channel, I'm Latana, the Lady Print Boss. And on this channel, I teach people like you how to boss up in your t-shirt business. Y'all, I got out in the streets today. I got out in the streets today. I hit the t-shirt streets of Dallas, Texas today. Well, it didn't go so great, but here's the gist of the video today. Today, I'm going to talk to you guys about how to turn a customer, which is a one-time customer, into a client and why you want to do it and all of that good stuff. So we're going to jump into the video in just a second. Let a few people come in. I'm just now getting back into the office, turned on the computer, got ready to go live, and kaboom, I've got a couple of quotes that have come through. And one of the most important things that you could ever do for your business is to make sure that you answer those phones and return those quotes. At least return those quotes. If you don't answer that phone directly, sometimes I may not answer my phone directly, but I am quick, baby, quick to return a quote. So I am returning a quote to a customer really quick, asking them a couple of questions, and I am really trying to decrease the conversation that I'm having with a lot of my clients lately, y'all. Because sometimes these emails get, they really get to be a lot. So let's go ahead and send out an attachment real quick, and then we're going to talk about today's video and what we need to be talking about. Let's see here. We are just going to drag that and drop it. Kapoof, kapoof, kapoof. And boom. Okay. Let me get over here and check the phone. I know the other day you guys were talking about quality issues with this thing here. So let's see. Are we having any? Let's see. Are we having any issues? I don't hear a la-di-da-da thing on here. Okay. So sounds fine to me. How's everybody doing today? Wait a minute, y'all. Is somebody on my line? Somebody is on my line. So I need to definitely hang that up. And let's just close out everything. Why is my phone line not hung up, y'all? Okay, so it finally hung up. Um, so I recently took on a new client. And if you're like me, you put your heart and your all into these clients, right? And you train them, or you qualify them to do business with you. You go through all the steps and you teach them everything that they need to know about your business so that they can order quickly and easily, right? So you kind of find out what their expectations is, they find out what your expectations is, and then you start this like pre-dating process, right? And so after you do that and you get your first order done, you finally talk them into, or they finally decide that, hey, they want to take a chance on you. Let's go out on a date, see if, I order some shirts from you, if it's going to work out and all of that. It can be exhausting sometimes. We spend a lot of times with customers trying to make sure that we teach them everything they need to know to place an order with our business. And a lot of times, we do that, and then those customers, they place one order with you, and then once they place that one order, they place the order, you never hear from them again, they never hear from you again. It's like the date thing stopped. What happened? You didn't get the phone call back after the date. So I'm trying to be a little bit more proactive with making sure that I turn these customers into clients. So I wanted to get on here and kind of talk about it. So it took me so long to work with this one client to really get her to understand my process and to accept the things that we do. I literally had to say, hey, I love to do business with you, but I'm a printer and I've been printing almost 25 years. I need you to take a step back and let me do my job, because I don't need anyone to tell me how to do the job, right? This is a business we've been running for a while, so we know the job. And if I'm not the professional for you, then, good luck, basically. But I want to help you. So, anyways, you go through this long drawn process of trying to get these customers trained and get them to know your process and to go through the hoops and all of that stuff with you. And then, so once you do that, you do the order and then you don't hear from them again. Like, that really sucks, right? It really sucks, because here's the thing: a lot of times we miss out on an opportunity to turn that customer into a client, because what happens is you deliver the order. She loved the shirts, by the way, and said they were awesome. And she said they were perfect, was what she said. They were perfect. So she said the shirts were perfect. And I don't want to just I love that, right? I love that. That's what we want to hear. We want to hear that you like the shirts. The shirts are great. But as a business owner, in order for you to build a business that you're going to be able to eat off of year after year after year after year, you need to be able to build repeat clients. And this is when we go from customers to clients. You need to be able to have those customers come back. And so once they place an order and you do the delivery, right? For me today, I normally, if it's like $500, we deliver locally for free, because we just do. Ken goes out and he's the one who normally makes the deliveries, and I have not been getting out making deliveries. But today I was feeling pretty pinkish. I told y'all I need to pull a rabbit out my hat, so I put my hat on and I said, you know what? Let me step out there onto the scene, hit the block, see what's going on. And I do that every time before I do Bosscation, and I get to go into training season and events are coming up and stuff like that. I like to get out and try things to make sure that things are still working and going the way that they need to go, so that when I come on here and I talk to you guys, and you can learn from my experience and take off like a jackrabbit, right? So the goal today was to get out, go and surprise her and drop the shirts off myself. And it's more than just going and dropping off the shirts to your client, because it's like you went on a blind date and now you get to actually go and meet that person and see them in person. And so that's when you find out if you guys really vibe. And when you go and you meet a person, especially when you're going to like a business and you get to go and meet them and drop off the shirts, then there's a huge opportunity for you to have a face-to-face conversation and ask specific questions. Like, are you needing any other services? You can look around and it's not even services that they know they need, right? When you go and take shirts. Sometimes I take shirts to the office, and I'm the type of person that this is what I tell people. When I go and drop off an order, open the box. Go ahead and take a look at them. I'm smiling. I'm happy. I'm excited. Hey, it's LaTonna. I'm here to bring the shirts. These turned out great. Come take a look. Some people just want to just drop them shirts off and get to running. Not me, honey. I want you to see the good, right? I want you to see the good. We print it, we know it's good. I want you to see the good. So I like that, for them to see the shirts, look at them and see, hey, do I like these? Are these great? Because that way you get to actually see their face and you get to see their reaction. If they are happy and excited for to see those shirts, you got them. That is your opportunity for you to go in, right? Because they're so happy, and at that point you can hand them a coupon, you can do different things. You have now become their best friend, because those shirts look absolutely marvelous. You know they look good, they know they look good. A lot of times what happens is people in the office will start coming around, oh, the shirts are here, and they're looking at the shirts, and then guess what, they'll start asking you for a card, or they'll say, oh, you did a great job on these, what's your company's name? That's when you should have that t-shirt with that logo. Y'all know I ain't never got a t-shirt with my business name on it. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't, because I've been printing for 20 some years, right? So I feel comfortable not being all logoed up. However, even I should logo up and have and represent the business, right? This cap should be have something on it. This shirt should have something on it. So in this scenario, it's kind of like, don't do is what you see me do. Do is what I say do, right? Because I have that proof behind me. I have those years behind me. It don't matter what nobody do, right? You can't take it back, right? People that I deal with, they already have looked, they've already verified me. So in that sense, I don't have to jump the hurdles and the hoops that some people have to jump. And my clients, I actually talk to my clients, and so they know, the situation. Hey, I work from home now. I run my shop on private property. Da 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 da. Boom 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 boom. Okay, I'll bring the shirts out to you. I'm in my shorts today, y'all. So I just go in as I am. But like I said, I wouldn't want you to be judged. So don't you do what you see the Lady Print Boss do. You go in and you're geared up. So a lot of times it turns into an opportunity, because it could be you start a conversation and you're like, okay, so, like you may talk about what those shirts are for, and you may slide in something like, when's your next event? Do you guys do this type of stuff all the time? Hey, that's a great way to lead into a new order, right? So how often do you guys order shirts? Or let's say that you're in the office and you're looking around and maybe you see tumblers over there, coffee cups. A lot of times I go into offices, I see different types of merch, right? You see an opportunity. I just offered them an opportunity to print on backpacks. So things like that will really help you. Now, I went over to meet this lady, and at the time that I got over there to meet her, she wasn't even there. So I didn't get to actually hold the conversation with her there at the place, right? Today. So it wasn't the big, I go in and do the shirts and all of that stuff. That didn't happen today, y'all. But I'm still telling y'all the story, because that was the plan, to go in and get this done. So what had happened was, I went to go drop the shirts off, and they were not there. No one was there. Transcript on Wednesday. So no one was there. And I called, right? And she said, well, LaTonna, you can put the shirts on like this back porch thing in the fence and close the fence, take a picture, send me the picture, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So I do that, and then on the way home, I get the phone call. Hey, we're looking at the shirts. The shirts are great. Da 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 da. They're just absolutely perfect, and I thank you so much. And so I asked her. I said, so, are you guys going to need? Because one of my ways to lead into things is, are you guys going to be planning on reordering that same design, right? And the reason I ask that is because, for one, we will keep the screen. if they place an order within 3 months. That's a huge incentive. So once I tell them, hey, are you going to place an order? Are you planning on, do you want us to hold on to the screen? We can hold it for 3 months if you're going to order, within that 3 month time frame. So then she says, well, we normally only order like twice a year or once a year. That gives me some information to go on. So now I got to be creative, right? And so I'm starting to hold a conversation about what else do you guys do, so she's telling me about the things they're doing for school and da 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 da. And I bust out and I say, hey, I said, that logo is the perfect size to go on backpacks. It's the totally perfect size to go on backpacks. You could even do some shirts for the adults that are working in the office with those. There are things that you can do, and then I say, well, we also, and then I also throw in, other things like we print on hard goods. If you guys ever need caps or jackets, or if you need to have coffee mugs done. And she said, oh, coffee mugs. Oh, but can we order? It's only like 6 of us in the office. Can we order 6 coffee mugs? And then I'm like, okay, well, you can order 6 coffee mugs. So what we can do is we can put together a package for you, right? So we're having that conversation on the phone, and I tell her, I said, well, I tell you what, when I get back to the office, I'll put together some things that I think that you may like, and I'll send them over to you, and we'll see what we can get going from there. So I get back over to the office and I check the email, and she wants to order 24 more shirts of one of these blue colors and go ahead and order the coffee mugs, but she also wants to know what other things that we have. So that's how you go in and you start to turn those customers into clients. Now, originally the original order that she ordered was like 79 pieces. Now we're at like 30 pieces because we're talking about 24 shirts and 6 coffee mugs. And so I will try to do some things to kind of give them some ideas. And this is where to boost these orders, right? Because every order may not be a big order. Sometimes you'll have small orders that'll lead into something. And one way to take like a small company or a school and then turn that private school into a robust money magnet, okay, is to go ahead and create them a own page within your website. It's kind of like a little mini store. So let's say I go in, I put together some things for them, and then present those products. And so now I can have those products that they can offer not only for the students, but then I'm giving you ideas of things that you can sell to the parents. And now you can make extra money because you're selling that merch to the parents, right? You don't have to pay for the website or anything like that because I'm hosting it on my website under a private link. So things like that will help you guys when you're turning, trying to take those customers and turn them into clients. So anyways, after I did all of that, after I dropped the shirts off with her, I tried to go by and holler at another guy that is a great client and do a pop-up on him because I hadn't seen him in a while, and he hadn't placed an order, but he placed an order like last month, so there's no order I'm going to deliver or anything like this. This is just one of those pop-ups. Hey, how y'all doing? Da 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 da. School has started back, and trying to see what they have going on, what's their next event, what's coming up, where I can brainstorm and what I could hit them with. And sometimes that was what I was going by there to do. And of course he wasn't there either. So then I said, you know what? Let me go to the park. Well, before I thought about going to the park, I was going to go to the owner's box, which the owner's box is in downtown Dallas at the Omni Hotel, y'all. So I normally would go to the owner's box and kind of hang out around that lunchtime hour because with a name like the owner's box, y'all already know who's up in there, right? So sometimes they have these networking sessions, and you have businesses that are coming in there, and so everybody's just kind of hanging out and talking and passing around cards, drinking, a little top shelf Patron, in the margarita and thing. I don't know about them, but that's what I do. And so I was going to stop by there and do that. And then I realized I ain't got no cards on me. So I couldn't do that because I didn't have any business cards. So um, you should always have business cards on you. And that made me think, girl, why you don't have any business cards in the car? Well, y'all know I've switched cars. Um, just a bunch of stuff has gone on. So in this new vehicle, I've never put business cards in there. No business cards, no flyers. I ain't got nothing in there. So I was like, okay, I need to think about that. Put some business cards in the car. So just so that I always have them. And I said, well, maybe I'll just go anyways and sit down and kind of do a little networking because I do have the phone, the business card on the phone with the QR code and all of that. So I rode around and really couldn't find any parking. And so then I said, well, I'll go over to Clyde Warner Park, which is this beautiful park that's built on top of the freeway. So it's like the freeway is literally like up underneath the park, and they have music in the park, and people from businesses, they go and sit over in the park, and they've got a restaurant there too. So you can have stop and have a nice drink. It's super hot outside right now to be drinking, so my mind was like, I don't know. But they have all of these food trucks, and so at this park, and this is when we talk about like guerrilla marketing and thinking about outside the box, things that you can do outside the box, this is when we get into that type of stuff, right? So they have all of these food trucks that are lined up, and you have all of these businesses that people who are going to this park and working and networking and stuff like that. In your city, you probably have a place where business people go to network, entrepreneurs, business owners, um, people just go and they just network, right? And so people are literally like ordering a chopped beef sandwich and talking about, so what is it that you do, right? And sometimes they have things going on in the park. Like, I was going to actually go down there and do some live screen printing one year, but it was just a little bit too hot for me. And I didn't do it. I decided not to do it because it was like, honey, it's just too hot. It's just too hot for me. So I would still do something like that in the like evenings or something, but they have music and all of that type of stuff. So I kind of hovered around down there and was gonna get out. And after like 30 minutes of not finding anywhere to park, it was like that was just minute. It just was like, okay, that's just not gonna work. So ended up going and getting me a shake and coming back to the house to get on the computer. So wasn't a lot for me to do today. Um, I was in that mood to get out there and go get it today. I was really in the mood. Yes, I'm in my pink today. I'm in my pink today. I've even got the pink shorts on, but my pink shorts are like a light pink. Um, so really just wanted to like get out today, and I was like, just let me get out and just let me do some networking and stuff like that since I'm going to drop these shirts off. And I just couldn't like get anything going, and I didn't want to go like from store to store. I wanted to go and hit some of my old spots, but I did ride around, and I did get in the city, y'all. So just kind of talking about giving y'all some motivation, kind of ways that you could do things. So my next step now is to take her logo, and I'm going to pop it on about 3 to 4 products, just 3 to 4. I'm not going to overdo it, right? So she already knows what they look like on shirts, right? So she already knows what the logos look like on shirts. We know that she wants a mug. We know she wants a mug. We already did the t-shirts. And look at me, y'all. What is wrong with me? I don't know. I'm thinking that I'm teaching a class. I'm over here drawing the mugs and the shirts and like I'm working on a big projector. Anyways, the mugs, the shirts, backpacks for kids. We'll do something like that. And then and I'll probably do some I'm not going to do a hoodie for them, but I am going to give them like a really nice zip down jacket because this is like a private school. And I may even throw in like a polo design or something, and just pop because you already have the logo. You already have the logo, right? And since you got the logo at your disposal, you might as well just pop something in there. And if you don't do, let's say, so for her, we've already talked about two things. I'm going to send four. You may say, okay, I want to do an email campaign where I'm going to kind of target her and say, okay, I know that they don't order. She said we only order like a couple of times a year, right? So if a company says, hey, we only order a couple of times a year, I don't go in and push because I'm not a pushy person, right? I respect people's boundaries and their I respect people's boundaries. Good. Money's coming in, y'all. I respect people's boundary. I just made a whole $2.32 off Etsy. I respect people's boundaries. And this is why I say that. A lot of times people in their marketing campaign, you're pushing too hard. Push. We just did the sale today. She's going to get the email from me today. Today because she already likes the shirt and it's urgent and I want to get it going while she's happy, right? Because we've talked about it. If we hadn't talked about it, she'd probably just get an email saying, hey, thanks for purchasing the shirts, maybe give me a Google review or whatever, right? If you do Google reviews, I no longer even ask for Google reviews, right? Because a lot of times people will put stuff on Google reviews and then people will come back and say, oh, well, you did this for them. Can you do that for me? Because sometimes I'll be doing stuff and I might do, like I had a guy that he did the shirts came out beautiful. He did a few shirts. It's a pink shirt with a something or another with a lady on it, and they were going to a concert. And I think it was just like 2 or 3 shirts. Well, I did the 2 or 3 shirts, and he posted 2 or 3 shirts on there. Well, since I don't do 2 3 shirts, then when people call and they say, well, it's a review on there that you did 2 shirts. What do you mean you don't do 2 shirts? So I don't really do a lot of that because I've got my 50 reviews, and so I'm verified, right? We're good. Um, so I normally like send over an email just thanking her and maybe, let her know this is how you reorder, how you place a reorder, da 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 da. But in this situation, since she's already told me that she needs to order 24 more pieces, I'm gonna go ahead. She's still gonna get emails, but this time she's gonna get an email with the things that she want to order. So I'm gonna hold off on that automatic email sending that over, and just send her an email with the reorder, and then take care of the reorder and the other few things that she wants. But what I'm going to start first is with the reorder. I'm going to start with the 24 cups. I'm sorry, with the 24 shirts and the 6 cups. I'm going to get that order and get that money. Because sometimes you can be trying to get this, and this, and they only want this. So I don't care if it's 10 orders. I'm going to go ahead and place this order and send you the invoice for what you asked for, right? Then as I've got, because it's nothing to add on to the order, but you already got the order going. So now if I send you these other shirts and stuff and you say, hey, go ahead and add that too, we can still add that, but we already got our money coming. So hopefully that makes sense to y'all. Let's see, we got somebody on the chat site. Okay, so the chat site is messing up. So we have a customer on the chat site right now, y'all. I am still training AI Ken, jumping off to something else. Still training AI Ken. I have a customer on the website that says, I'm needing a quote for 52X black gilded hoodies, soft style hoodies for a customer that's requesting screen printing. I no longer screen print only commercial offer commercial print uh, DTF transfers. So my AI Ken comes on and he says, I'm sorry, but I can only provide information based on the services we offer, which includes screen printing and embroidery starting at 24 pieces. I don't need him to say that. So, since you mentioned that you no longer screen print, I recommend reaching out to a customer service. Da, da, da. Yeah, AI Ken is all messed up in this situation. Um, would you like any help with anything else? And then the guy says it will be a left chest logo on front, two colors, gold and red, and a full back logo on back, gold and red. So two colors, front and back. For your request of 50 hoodies with the left chest logo and full back logo with two colors, I can provide you with the prices for screen printing. Since you need 50 pieces, the cost for two colors is $19.39 per shirt. Would you like to proceed with the quote or you have any other questions? Is that for the Gildan Soft Style hoodies? And so then AI Ken tells him, I apologize, but the pricing I provided is specifically for shirts. I don't have the price for Gildan hoodies. Would you like me to assist you with anything else? So as I'm training this AI bot, y'all, I have to go in when it messes up. So now I got to call this person. So the guy says, yeah, have customer service give me a call. But now I've got to call them and have a conversation. Um, oh, because AI Ken has messed up. Let's see here. See what's going on Etsy. See how many sales we have gotten this month. See, in the last 30 days, we've gotten 13 orders on Etsy, which ain't bad. Because I just started back posting things, posting one product, and so that one product is sold like 13 times, which ain't a lot, right? When you're doing digital downloads. So join our upcoming sales event. Don't miss out on traffic. Da 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 da. Etsy has a sales event. Labor Day sales. So Etsy has a sales event, which is Labor Day sales, and then Cyber Weekend sales that they're doing. It sent out 16 emails. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. Let's go over here to finances and see what's going on. Okay, y'all. So okay, let me look on here and see what you guys are talking about. Hey, Imperial Customs, how are you today? Yes, so things do get confusing when it goes into 20 emails deep. I have a email sequence that I have been working on, a new email sequence, um, and you just have to kind of stick to it. So the new email sequence I have is, I believe it is, that's something else. Front end app speed, vibe, move, fast. Uh, Sometimes I can't even read my own expectation, my own emails. On right, that's through something else. So I have a new email sequence, and the new email sequence that I'm doing is I would ideally like to get it down to 3 emails. However, um, 3 emails for the ordering process, right? And sometimes it's almost impossible to get that down to 3 emails. But if you do your welcome email, which is going to be your onboarding, your customer onboarding email, let's say that someone sent you a request for a quote, and then you have that onboarding email. The onboarding email is you asking for the things that you need for the quote. It could be that they already filled out the quote form, and so now you don't have to send them an email asking for the things that you need for a quote. But if you are able to funnel all of your people, regardless of where they're coming from, into 2 to 3 different quote forms, right? Not just one quote form, but 2 to 3 different quote forms. So, and what I mean, so for me, if you are ordering screen printed shirts, I've got a quote form for that. If you're ordering hard goods, I've got a quote form for that. If you're ordering live, if you want to schedule a live event, we've got a quote form for that. So if I'm able to have those people go and fill out that quote form, because you got people who are asking you for a quote that are just sending in a random email, right? And even though they provide you some of the information in that email, it's like, it's kind of like, I really don't want to send them over, I really don't want to send them to make them have to fill out a quote form, because they've given me most of the information that I feel that they need, right? I feel that I need. But there's always going to be some information that you're going to need. When you have them fill out the quote form, it's more for you and for organization, right? And so it's just like you have to stick to your guns on it. So what I do, even though people say, hey, because yesterday I was talking to a guy, and the guy's on the phone, and I'm in the back and I'm printing. Now, I will stop printing if I see that this is a serious order and I need to stop printing. But if you call me and there are certain keywords that you may use or flags that go up, and I feel like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and send you to the quote form. So I cannot I'm never going to, and it's just me. It's never what I'm going to do. If somebody calls me and said, well, can you just tell me how much it'll cost for me to print hoodies? I want to print, I've got maybe 2 or 3 designs that I want to do, and it gets complicated. I'm never going to give you a quote. I'm never going to just throw stuff out into the atmosphere. That's not the type of printer I am. I'm just never going to do that. I can't stand to wear jewelry for too long, y'all. So I'm just never going to do that, right? And so I will tell them, hey, the best thing for you to do, the easiest way to get a quote, the easiest and the fastest way for you to get a quote is to go online and fill out the quote form. If they don't want to go onto the website, and let's say they sent me over an email, then I'm going to send them the link to the quote form. Why? Because I need everything to be in one fucking place. In one fucking place. Why do I need everything to be in one place? Because when I come and I sit down at my desk, I want to click on one thing. I want to go to one place. I don't want to go to Instagram and check the box. I don't want to go to Facebook and check the box. I don't want to have orders coming from all over the place, emails and stuff. I want to go to one freaking place. One place that I can check everything and have all the information that I need and your artwork. Right? Because as you guys know, if you build that form that I told you guys about building, the quote form, all of your clients' artwork is in one freaking place. You don't have to be searching the computer. You don't have to search the email. Everything has a link and it's in one place. You can build on that then And you can always go back and see what the client ordered, what they needed. You can also use that to go back and market to your clients. So I need everything in one place, right? And that way I get all the questions asked at one freaking time. One freaking time. And it's difficult, Keisha. It's really difficult because sometimes customers just don't know what they want. And you have to say, am I going to sit here and baby you and walk you through this whole process? Or when all I need you to do is go on here and fill out this quote. I have a quote pending right now from a lady who said, yeah, I went onto your website. I didn't see long sleeve shirts. You didn't look. You didn't look. So I'm going to send you the link to the quote form, and in the quote form you can click and you can see everything that's there, and you can choose the shirt. I'm not going to, for me, and this is just for me, if I know that a customer needs 24 pieces, I'm not going to take the time out of my day because I am at a different level in my career, right? That can you call other places and do that and then walk you through that, right? So it just depends on where you are. Like, here's the product catalog. I need you to go on here and tell me what shirt you want. I don't need you to go over to the Bella Canvas website. I need you to go to the TSD website, and I need you to tell me the product that you want that's on my website that's offered in the colors and the sizes that I provide. I've dealt with that in the last week. Things like that. You have to just kind of stick to your guns on and be like, hey, I need you to do this quote, because now once I send you over this quote, right, I need to, at the end of the quote, once I've gotten the quote and I'm sending you the quote, right? For me, I don't consider it sending a quote. I'm sending you pricing. This isn't an estimate. We don't do estimates here. We're giving you the price. This is how much this is going to cost you. And the next step is for you to place an order. That's the next step. That's where you want it to be. You want to give them a quote. The next step is, what's the next step? The next step is for them to place an order, and you want them to place that order. So you want to do everything you can do for them to get to that next step, right? And sometimes they don't take the next step. They go back and forth. Like right now, I have a company that I'm dealing with that they'll get the quote the way that their business model works, and it varies depending on where the companies are. So you may have an individual that they ain't got to ask nobody for money, or they don't have to go and get this job approved with anybody. Sometimes you send over the quote, right? And so you're like, hey, would you like to proceed with the order? You want to go ahead and should I send you the invoice? Or you've already sent the invoice, however your method is, right? Sometimes it will still take a few days because they have to. So I'm dealing with one company now, and it is sometimes companies, depending on the company, they may have to get 3 quotes from 3 different companies, depending on how their stuff is set up, right? And sometimes they're trying to figure out a budget. Like right now, I'm dealing with one. They asked me for a quote. I sent them a quote. I think it was about 15 grand. They sent me back a email asking me to lower the number of shirts and how much this would cost. And so I did that. And then on a third email that they sent me and asked me to up the price now, because they went from 15,000 to like 8,000. So now they're like, okay, so we need to up the number of shirts. So when you have clients and they're constantly emailing you like that, then you know, aha, the first quote was out of the budget, because they ain't gave you the budget. The first quote is out of the budget. The second quote was below the budget. So you guesstimating where the budget is, right? And so at that point, I sent over an email and I said, hey, are you trying to Are you trying to stay within a certain budget for this project? If so, let me know what it is, and I can see how, and I can figure out how to get you the most bang for your buck. Right? It's just like that. And she hit right back. And she said, yeah, we need to stay right under $10,000. Like, literally, like, do not go over $10,000. Cool. Let me tweak the numbers. And I go back in and I look at what I told her the first time, what she ordered. I see around about the 2X's and 3X's never change. Okay, so you need 60 of those. Everything else is small through extra large. So now what we can do is we can figure out what's the total amount of shirts that I can get you and come up under this 10 G's, right? And so now I start doing the math. And when you do that, it's sometimes you have to figure out, where can I cut costs at? Okay, so that could be, you look at the price that you have in your calculator. Okay, this is $17 for the blank. The first thing that I want to do is, before I cut my prices, I want to go and try to find those blanks cheaper. So if I can find the blank, maybe I can find that blank for $15 or for $16, even 60 cents cheaper than what the original cost of the original manufacturer or the original distributor has it for, right? Hold on, y'all. Hey, babe. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, what? No, I had a shake. I'm full. Get you something. I had an Oreo shake. I'm fine. Okay, babe. Bye. Okay. So where are we at? So the first thing that I like to do is I like to go in and try to see where I can cut costs on the goods. And I'll go and check the different distributors' prices and see, can I find a distributor that has that product at a cheaper price. And if I can find that, then I can shave off, normally, let's say if it's 500 shirts and you shave off 50 cents a shirt or 50 cents a hoodie or whatever, right? That's $250 that you've already shaved off, that you could find. The other thing is, you can go in and you can look and you can say, okay, well, they have 4 screens, but they have 4 screens. It's a pocket logo. I'm really not going to be using 15, because for screen printing, you normally charge, when you charge per piece, it's per piece. So they're not getting a full color logo. So now we could adjust the print price because we're only printing right here, right? So I can figure that out. Okay, so I can go in and offer an extra 10% off, because I'm not spending 15 cents a shirt to print that, or 20 cents a shirt on ink. I'm more spending like 5 cents a shirt on ink. So now I got another 10 cent per shirt times the 500 shirts. So I done saved you another $50, right? So you could look at stuff like that and figure out, okay, here's another way for me to save money on this garment. So now I've saved you a little money here, and I've saved a little money here, and you go and you look. Okay, well, I have art charges on here, but their art is actually ready. Is it worth it to me to throw in this $45 art fee to knock that off? So things like that I do to try to get people within the place that they want to be. And I can't always get, if you want 500 shirts, it doesn't mean that you're going to get 500 shirts. It may be that you get 480 shirts or 450 shirts. The last thing that I'll do when I'm trying to figure out a way to meet someone's budget is I'll look at the product that they ordered, that they want, right? And I may ask them, hey, have you guys ever printed on these cadet jackets before? Have you guys ever gotten these before, ordered these before? Because if it's something that they have not ordered before, right, then they're more apt to be open to change. If it's something they've ordered before, then a lot of times they may not be open to change, right? So you have to find out, did they just go on your site and choose that jacket because that's the only one they saw? Or what was it about that jacket that they liked? So sometimes I'll ask them, are you open to a comparable product? Right? And you want to find out if they're open to a comparable product. If they're open to using a comparable product, then you go down that route and you find different products that you can take back and present those products to them. Cause cousin, I'm doing a live. I'm gonna hit you back. Okay, all right. Okay. So then you can go and present them with other products, and you can find a product that's very similar. You go and you look and you compare apples to apples. But one thing I do is I always ask them, I'll say, okay, so what is it about this product that you like? Right? Because you don't want to go and they chose this product because this product is 100% cotton and they are lovers of cotton, of U.S. cotton, or it's eco-friendly, and you go and you get something that's not, right, and present it to them. They're going to be like, okay, well, I asked you for this. I wanted this one because of whatever. So you try to figure out what is it that they wanted, and then you give them what they want. This shirt has cotton. It's a cotton poly blend or whatever, right? If it's a jacket, it zips down the front. That one zips down the front. This one zips down the front. That one has pockets. This one has pockets. That has side seams. So you compare apples to apples, but then you say, okay, this one is $3 cheaper than this one, and so now we go $3 cheaper off of the 500. We've saved $1,500. So now we can, instead of you getting, and the key is not to get them less, right? But now instead of us getting you 500 shirts, we can get you more shirts at a cheaper price and still be within your $10,000 budget. So hopefully all of that makes sense. It's a lot, I know. Hold on one second, y'all. I've got to get back to YouTube. Got to get back to YouTube. Got to get back to YouTube. Let's see here. Hey, Sylvia, how are you? Hey, Cynthia. Yeah, it was a nice. It was hot outside today, but it did not seem like it was as hot as what it's been being. And I don't know. I just had one of those days to where it was like, okay, I want to get out and network. And I just couldn't find anything to do. So, it but I learned something from it. It's like, okay, well, you need to put business cards in the car and have those business cards in that car with you. I found some old business cards in my Mercedes when I was cleaning it out the other day, and I was like, oh, I should have taken those business cards and put them in the Escalade. Okay, y'all. Whew, let me look and see if I got an email back. Okay. One second. Um, Looking at some stuff. Anybody got any questions or anything y'all want to talk about? Okay, so Let's do a little Bosscation thing really quick, you guys, because I have not. So I really have not had a lot of time to promote Bosscation. But I know that we'll pull it through because we always pull it through, right? We always pull it through. But here we go. So, Bosscation VIP check-in is September the 20th. Bosscation is my yearly retreat where you come to a boss place and boss up with the boss, right? If you're wanting to learn how to screen print, Bosscation is the place for you. If you're wanting to learn the keys to taking your business to the next level, then Bosscation is for you. Bosscation is the only event in the industry that you can go learn how to screen print, learn how to do marketing, learn how to do sales, and learn how to boss up on your administrative side of your business. It is truly a one and done solution. Now, you get 2 days with me. The VIPs check in on the 20th, and the classes start 21st and 22nd. Yeah, 21st and 22nd. Y'all, I got a situation going on, and I know I told you guys, I said, hey, I am not doing a live event during Bosscation. I think I'm going to do a live event the day after Bosscation and maybe the day before. I will have one possibly that ends on the 20th. So I've got to figure that out. I'm working out the details with another company to see if I can do their event on the 17th, the 18th and 19th, and then maybe Kim will finish it up on the 20th, and then I'll just do the Bosscation check-in, or we'll finish up that event that day and then have to check into Bosscation. My whole goal this year is for those people that come and invest in Bosscation for you to leave Bosscation with the tools you need to be able to immediately make money. I'm going to do a video, guys, for those of you guys who are interested in screen printing, but you're afraid and you don't really know what all it entails. Because one thing about training people, and the best thing that anyone can ever do for you, and this is something that a lot of trainers don't do, they do not tell you what you're getting into before you get into it. And so there are some things that I'm not happy about that I'm hearing in the industry. I'm not happy that people are buying equipment and getting things for screen printing, and then they get home to run a screen print business at home and they can't run it because they did not know that there were certain things that they needed. So I'm going to end up being in the garage. I was going to do it today, but it looks like that's going to be maybe a video for tomorrow or towards the weekend, just depending on how things are going. Your space, when you get ready to print, to start your print shop, your space is everything. And it's totally different from you just running a business where you just have a heat press, right? A couple of heat presses, because these are all 110 products. You're able to use this in the house. If you want to honestly take screen printing and get into screen printing, and you want to do screen printing at home, right? You have to make sure that you have not only have the space, and I can teach you how to screen print in a room this size, right? So it can be that you're screen printing in a room this size, but you have to know that, okay, what about the dryer? Is my dryer going to be, am I going to be able to get a 110 dryer or 220 dryer? People are out here, they're buying 220 dryers and they can't run them in their homes unless you put in a 220 plug, right? If you're printing in a garage, what are you going to do about the heat? What are you going to do about water to clean the screen? So I'm going to do a whole video that's going to cover all of that stuff, because it doesn't make any sense for people to jump into something and then you cannot execute. I had a deep conversation with a gentleman over the weekend, and he literally quit screen printing because of the Texas heat. And there's a lot of the times people are telling y'all You need to buy this or you need to buy that. And here's the thing, when you are looking at buying equipment, right? You have to buy for not only for your budget, but for the space that you have. So when you're looking at a dryer, right? You have to look at what is it that you want to do with the dryer. Are you buying a dryer to do live events? Are you buying the dryer just because you're just getting started and you're planning on printing like 20, 30 shirts an hour? Um, then yeah, you could use something like a D100. But if you're planning on doing any type of printing, serious printing, right, you need more. And you guys need to learn what the difference is in the sizes of the dryer chambers, the sizes of the belts, the width of the belts, what all of that means, right? You need to learn how many does that put out 1750 kilowatts. This puts out 2000 kilowatts. You guys need to know that type of stuff so that you can know what size breaker this needs to be hooked up to, because otherwise you're just going to buy all of this equipment and guess what, it's going to be sitting in a room where things are going to be flipping on and off and you're not going to be able to use it, or it's going to be sitting in a garage that you can't bring in air conditioner. You can't have water in that garage, so you just essentially are just spinning your wheels, spending money just to be spending money. And I tell everybody this, and I can't tell you, the people who quit screen printing before they get started or never get started are those people who go out and they do not solve those problems first. So the first problem you have to solve is you have to know exactly what your home can handle, right? If you're in an apartment, you have to think about, am I in an upstairs apartment and I have people downstairs below me? Um, if you're running a dryer, you know, you can have dryers, when you're printing a lot of shirts, they have smoke. Is it within your lease to, or because a lot of apartments don't allow you to run businesses from home. So you have to think about things like that, because you don't want to get put out, right? So we got to think about stuff like that. Is the dryer going to be having a lot of smoke? If you have an embroidery machine, right? Is that embroidery machine making a lot of noise? Y'all remember I stopped, literally gave my brother my silhouette cameo, damn near threw it out the room because I could not take the noise of the cameo in here in this 10.5 by 10.5 foot room. So you have to think about stuff like that, when you're thinking about buying equipment, and you have to add up the total amount. So in my garage, um, I have my Geonite heat press. My Geonite heat press, it has to have, it may be something that I would have rethought, right? My Geonite heat press has to have two plugs because I got to have a plug to plug it in, and then I have to have the air compressor. And the air compressor is loud. Would you want to run the air compressor in an apartment complex, right? Um, what type of air compressor should you buy? And I have a quiet air compressor. It's still loud. So if it's in a closed compact room, you got to think about that, right? You run a dryer in a room this size and you're screen printing. Do you have a window for ventilation? What do you have, right? Don't just buy equipment for the name of the equipment, because with screen printing, it's not about your equipment, it's about skill, right? As long as the dryer is drying and it's reaching temp, you're good to go. It doesn't matter that this dryer is a Vastex, that it's M&R, whatever the dryer is, right? It doesn't matter. What matters is that chamber long enough to dry the shirts? Is it wide enough to dry the shirts? Is the belt long enough to dry the shirts for the printer that you're printing with, and for how fast you're able to print? Because the last thing you want to do is buy so for example, I have the Genesis dryer, right? And my dryer is 5 feet. It's 5 feet and it is 5 feet long. The chamber is 26 inches long. I prefer 30, but 26 is perfect. It allows the shirts to be in there long enough to make sure that it dries. If you buy something that's half of that, right? Like for example, you get the D100 and you've got a shorter chamber, then that means you have to run that belt even super slow. Now you have to look at, and the slower you run the belt, the less number of shirts you can put on. So if you have a longer belt, you can literally take your dryer and you can move the vent hood to the edge and you have the longer edge here, right? You learn these things from people like me who have skin in the game that can tell you these things, or from distributors that are honest that will tell you these things on how to maximize print speed and how to get jobs done. And it's not something that you can fake. It's not something that you can read. It's something that, and so these are things that, reasons that you come to places like Bosscation and that you follow channels like this is because you're going to learn the real deal on screen printing. Okay, y'all. I am going to go ahead and get up off of here. Yes, Warren, class is in session. You hear me? In session. But I have a reveal that I'm going to do. It was time for me to make a change in business, and I had one or two options. And sometimes in business, you have to, whenever you make a business decision in business, you have to do what's good for you in your business, right? And take those steps that's going to take your business to the next level, and that's going to make things be easier for you. And so whenever you make purchases, I want y'all to make purchases that are going to directly help you, right? So you know that I'm buying this because this is going to solve a problem. It's going to solve a problem. And by solving problems, that problem could be to speed you up. It's going to help you make more money. If you speed up, it's going to help you make more money, right? That problem could be to bring in something else into the business. Let's say like you're screen printing and you want to bring in, you don't have embroidery and you got tons of customers calling you for embroidery. So maybe you want to bring in embroidery in-house so that it makes you more money. So anytime that you think about bringing in something new into your business, you sit down and you figure that out and you look at the pros and the cons of it, right? And the truth of the matter, and I hate to keep reiterating this, but the truth of the matter is that a lot of times you watch people who are learning the business, and because they're just learning the business, they're honestly telling you what they've heard or what their opinion is at the point where they are in business. So if you had met me back in 2001, right, I would have up-talked vinyl and I would have told you how great it was, right? Or I may had a press and I would have told you, oh, this press is so great because that's the press that I have and that's all I know. But now, 24, almost 25 years, having this much skin in the game and training hundreds of people and printing on just about every press out there in the market. I've literally printed on M&Rs, Workhorses, Raynor presses, Hicks presses, Vastex presses, Lancers, the Chameleon, Sidewinders. I've literally printed on all of it, right? And so I can pretty much tell you, hey, this is what this does and this is what this doesn't do. Like, I don't give advice on things that I don't know. So if you come and you ask me about an embroidery machine, you better be asking me about this home embroidery machine I got, because I can't tell you anything about an EM 1010, whether to buy the EM 1010 or the 10 needle or the 15 needle, right? I can't tell you whether to buy a Ricoma over whatever, right? I can't tell you that. I can't tell you what's the best thread to use or this, that, or other. But I damn sure can tell you what printers you should be using, what type of screen printing machines you should use, and what the screen printing machine is going to do, right? And I've always been that type of person that I, for me, when I look back over the 20 some years and all the presses that I printed on and that I've trained on, at the end of the day, you can have the best press in the world. If you don't have the skill and the physical ability, because some of it just comes down to skill, and then some of it comes down to physical ability to do it. It won't matter what type of press you have. For me, a press is, when you get the bells and the whistles, it's about making your life easier. And so we've made some decisions around here on buying equipment and things like that. I honestly would love to put my automatic here in the house. Did I do it? Did I not? What's going on over here, y'all? That would be like the perfect thing for me, you know. Um, and when I do my video, I'm going to talk to you guys about, I don't want to talk lingering on in this video, but I do want to talk to you guys about an interesting conversation, and not just one conversation, but about interesting conversations that I've been having with people who have jumped too fast, right? A lot of times people feel that they start a business and they gotta have a brick and mortar space. I've been there, I've done it, so I can talk on both sides of the road. Like, sometimes people say, "Oh, you can't tell such." Yes, I can. Yes, I can, Boo Boo Kitty. Yes, I can. Because guess what? Miss Roberson has been on both sides of the road. And I can't tell you how many, oh God, how many buildings I have had. But I've been there. I've been in buildings, I've been back at home, in buildings, back at home, doing this business, back at home. And so I can tell you what's on the other side of the fence, what I've gone through. I can tell you what my clients have gone through and what I'm hearing in the industry and what people are going through. So it amazes me how people will go out here and they fail, and then they start consulting, or they tell you, hey, go and hire salespeople, because now they're doing something totally different and they're trying to get you to invest in them. And they tell you, but if I had to do it all over again, I hired a salesperson to do this or do that. How can you tell someone to do something when you haven't done it in your business, or you didn't do it in your business and you did not do it successfully? So my final thoughts is, y'all, believe 10% of what you hear in the other stuff, throw it out the door. Make sure that when you're listening to people out here, that you are verifying them. You're verifying their credentials, that they really know what they're doing. Check them out. Google them. Go to their websites. Look at them. Use common sense and discernment when you're talking to people. Be careful about who you're talking to about your business and what you're buying for your business or what you're doing in your business, because a lot of times people are quick to tell you how to market your business and how to run your business, and they can't run their own, right? And that's just the truth of the matter. If you have not made six figures in your business, not on your job, in your business, then you can't tell a person how to make six figures. Like you can, like I can tell you how to make six figures, right? Because I've done it. And so a lot of times, and it's not about doing it, it's one time. You got to be able to do it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And you've got to be able to train people to where now some these people go on to be successful. And as you are growing up and learning screen printing business or any type of business, right? You're going to always have clients that are not going to make it. And so what I like to do is I like to go back and I look at sometimes I go and I look at people that I've trained and I literally go and I watch their careers and I watch the things that they do and how they came up and whether they were at home printing or whether they were in a freestanding store, whether they moved to a freestanding store, and I watched their career. And for those people who fail, I look at what happened so that I can come back and kind of tell my other people about their experience of failure and why they failed, and so that you can learn from those things, right? All right, y'all, it's time for me to get my butt up off of here. Um, didn't even know you could move it. I'm not sure what you're talking about because we went so far on up in here. Hey, Tampa. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get up off of here now, and we're gonna dive deep into some things. This has been a good conversation. And so I thank those of y'all who watch. It's not a lot of people that really watch this channel and take really sink in and let shit sink in. Um, but those who do, I see you and I see where you are from when you started, right, to where you're going. And it's a lot of people that watch the channel, you guys, who are just in the bushes that don't really say stuff because they don't feel comfortable. Some of you guys hit me in the inbox and tell me what's going on with you, and you tell me thank you for different things and stuff like that. So I appreciate y'all too, because not everybody likes to comment and talk on the channel. Some people still work on jobs and then they come in and they look so. But you know, whether you are still working a 9 to 5 and you are printing on the side, or you're full-fledged all in screen printing or doing your business, whatever it is that you're doing, right? I'm always going to be here for you guys. But anyways, I'm going to get off of here. And again, you guys, Bosscation registration is open. It is $497 for the 2-day class. And if you want to do the VIP is $1,097, and that's where you're staying there at the actual estate. And you guys can find that over on ladyprintboss.com. Anyways, I got to get off of here. Talk to you guys later. Bye.